Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mosaics of Eastern Wonderland, Episode 5, with your host, Jordan, and my co-host,
Kodo.
You nearly forgot your name, didn't you? What the hell was that silence?
What?
You're just sitting, like you were just, there was a silence, man, and I was just there going, are you gonna say your name now?
Oh.
Are you gonna say your name now? No? Took a
I
while.
guess I'm tired. I mean, well, I'm too excited and too tired. Excited and tired at the same time.
You have burnt yourself out, brother. Oh no.
Because fuck sleeping.
No, you need to sleep, brother.
Yeah, I'm
you
fine.
need to
I have enough sleep.
You better. I don't want you dying of lack of sleep. You die from lack of sleep. I suppose you could die from stress from lack of sleep, but not.
I'm not that stressful. I'm not stressed. It's just that I lack sleep.
There's a certain you're not okay. You might lack sleep. You should sleep earlier, maybe. I don't know. Other than that, that is not the main topic today.
Yeah. What are we going to do?
In the last two episodes, we were talking about a Touhou fan anime. The first one was, I forgot the name of it because I don't care about it. The second one was, I don't care about it as well, so I gave up on remembering.
Seriously?
The third one, which is this episode, we're not gonna talk about a Touhou anime. We're gonna talk about the fan game that I talked about in the other podcast, Erratic Symposium.
Okay, hold on first. I need to add in some details. You really do not remember the last two anime we talked about? Or are you joking?
I couldn't care less.
So
I know
the first one.
I keep thinking fantasy.
The first one is.
I keep thinking. Yeah, the first one is.
Fantasy Kaleidoscope.
Fantasy Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is Fantasy Kaleidoscope. I keep thinking Maiden Kaleidoscope, but then I remembered that was a forum. So I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
Fantasy Kaleidoscope.
Fantasy Kaleidoscope.
And then the second one is Hifu
was
Club Activity Report.
Hifu Club.
Yeah. And
Activity
originally, this one we are going to do Summer Stay Dream. But the last episode is announced to be released next year. And
we were thinking to, at the very least, push back that until the last episode eventually comes out,
which is
we will
like
watch the entire
year.
thing in one go. Yeah, it takes a long time, so I suppose you have to wait. We're sorry about that. We'll have to wait. We'll see it. We'll watch it all in one go. Whole anime. We'll binge it. 4 episodes. Technically 5 episodes since there's an episode 2.5 in there. But we'll watch it all. We'll have fun, and then we'll come back and talk about it. But for now, we're gonna talk about something that nobody's ever seen before. Because I haven't fucking released the thing yet. It's my Touhou Fighting Game Idea. Ooh.
Yeah, you are strangely very excited about it. Like way too excited.
I don't know, I suppose it's because I put a lot of fucking effort into it.
So much so you want the episode dedicated to talking about it.
I suppose it's very obnoxious for that to be the case, because you usually don't go around, people don't go around bragging about this stuff by making an entire podcast episode literally centered around it, especially because it must be noted here, everyone who's listening, it must be noted here, I am not a fighting game expert, nor am I a fighting game good at fighting games. I may be a fighting game enthusiast.
But at least you know.
I do listen.
At least you do play it, and you know some. You know the terms.
At least I have played it.
You know the terms.
At least I know the terms.
Yeah.
Ooh, okizeme. Ooh, big word.
Well,
seriously.
Okay, let me test you. Let me think some of the most obscure.
Don't hurt me. No.
Okay, you're thinking of Tiger
Footsies, meaties. I don't know.
Rekka.
The Rekka isn't a Rekka like something we have to do like 3 inputs for or something like that? Hyde has a Rekka.
You do 3 specials. The input like quarter specials? Motion in a row.
Pew pew pew.
Yeah, you do.
Did that come from
like
again? Was it a Tekken
It comes
character?
From Street Fighter. It comes from Street Fighter. And it's named after that Bruce Lee ripoff because Street Fighter has a Bruce Lee ripoff. And
I think I recall that was
his special move is something. It's called Rekka, something Rekka, and so people just name the moves that's similar to his move, Rekka.
It's very interesting though, since like Like there are certain terms in fighting games that just come from a certain character.
Yes.
Like DP. Dragon
DP.
Punch.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shoryuken.
They come from the Street Fighter is the most original move.
Where does Tiger Knee come from?
Tiger
does it
Knee
also come from it?
Comes Street Fighter. Also comes from Street Fighters. I think it's come from Sagat.
Oh, Sagat.
Yeah, Sagat.
It's Sagat. Sagat the God.
Yes.
Oh no. What other terms was it? Shit, I forgot. Fuck. We have DPs with that.
Well.
We have the Rekka.
I'm not sure. Oh, battery. There's a term. Okay, battery. I forgot. This tag team term.
Install?
No, battery. There's three. I think there's two terms. I forgot. One is called battery, and the other one is forgot about it. I need to Google it. So okay, for like tag teams fighters, when there's multiple characters, right? And battery refers to the character that is supposed to build meters for your character. That's called battery.
Ooh.
And there's another term that is used for to the character that is specifically used for spending meters. I forgot the term for that character. Yeah. And these terms.
I do remember another. I do remember another one. I think they call it the install. It's basically a super that basically just powers up your character, and it came from Guilty Gear actually. It came from Soul.
Yeah.
Who has Dragon Install? Ah! It's pretty cool. The new Guilty Gear game looks pretty good.
We don't know. I don't know barely anything.
We don't know. You monster! How dare you?
I mean, it's just like Saul and Kai and a black katana dude, and there's stage transition. The stage transition, and that's all we know.
Yeah.
I
suppose we have to wait for more
this
news.
This is very teaser. This is a very small teaser.
I mean, we already technically saw some gameplay. It looks.
No, I don't think I saw any gameplay. I don't think I saw any gameplay. It doesn't look like gameplay.
Really?
Yes, I swear.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think that's gameplay. That's a gameplay.
Really?
I don't think it's a gameplay.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Wow.
I find it very odd of you to say. It's not gameplay.
Yeah, I found this. TV tropes. It can be useful sometimes.
We have a TV tropes page for.
Oh fucking shit! This is way too much.
Should we Should we really be looking for these fucking terms, or should we be talking about something else? Like my fighting game.
Ding. Yeah, fuck your fighting games. Oh yeah, okay, wait, hold on. Do you know what is Abare? I'm still testing. I have
not heard about this.
Abare.
I
heard about it, but I don't know what.
Are you sure you're saying it correct?
Yes, it's called Abare. A-B-A-R-E. I heard about it, but I don't know what it means.
No, Abare. I feel like I have glimpsed on it, but I don't know what it means as well.
I think of another. Do you know what is Fuzzy Guard?
Fuzzy Guard?
Yeah.
Shit, I've heard this before, but I've never heard anyone use it, so I heard that
remember
what it's for.
But I forgot about it. I remember the meaning, but I forgot about it. Fuzzy Guard. It's like they exploit the animations of the characters. Yeah. Let me think. Cancels, of course you know cancel.
Yeah, cancels.
Who doesn't know cancels? Only people who don't play action games doesn't know why it's cancel.
People who don't play fighting. People know cancels. I mean, like cancel your Facebook account. That's canceling. Cancel your Netflix subscription. That's canceling.
Wow. But that sounds like very short chains. That's like only 2-hit move.
Very short. Ah, shit. Yeah, the more longer moves. Ooh, those are the harder.
There should be a longer move, Maybe there's a cancel. Okay,
Hmm.
cancel. You cancel the animation of yourself canceling the Netflix account, and then you just cancel it. That you cancel that animation into yourself canceling Facebook account, and then you cancel that animation into yourself canceling Instagram account, and then move on. That can lead to a very long chain.
Oh no. That is very true, actually.
Okay, now by this point, we're just
that's a very funny way of saying. Any other weird terms that I have never heard of before?
Let's see.
Pew.
Set play. Have you heard of set play? Tick throw.
Oh shit! What is set play?
Ukemi.
Tick throw.
Yeah, set play, tick throw, ukemi.
I feel like I've heard of tick throw, but I don't recall what it means. Ukemi. I don't remember stumbling upon this word.
Ukemi is basically tag.
Set play. Oh, you mean like when you're on the ground and you just tag out?
Yeah, you tag the throw.
Is that ukemi? That's like tagging out of a throw. Yeah. That's ukemi as well.
Yeah, that tag is ukemi.
Whoa, that's amazing. Are tick throws just throws that appear out that just happen super quickly?
Tick throws. You use a tag, and then you quickly charge forward and then to a throw. Boom!
Whoa! Look at that throw. Usually
see.
It might go.
Okay.
What's a set play then?
Set play is a roll. It's like rush down or grappler and stuff. It's one of the normal.
But you set it's like you set things down, right? You set like obstacles
characters.
And stuff.
Set play characters, they usually use setups mainly. They rely on setups.
Setup.
Yeah.
Like Seth.
Setups.
No, like Seth and his orbs in Under Night.
Yeah, like Seth. He set his orb. He set play. Hilda's also set play. Batista set play. The new Blaze Blue, I think, new 13 set play. DD set play. And Akuma set play. And so on.
Lots of set play.
Yeah. Tatsu. Do you know Tatsu?
Tatsu. I've heard Tatsu's. Beat Tatsu! Yeah!
You know Tatsu? Or you don't?
I've only heard Bitatsu, and I didn't really check out what it meant.
I have no idea why it's Bitatsu.
Bitatsu! Bitatsu is basically Akatsuki's thing.
Okay.
Bitatsu!
Fucking Naruto. Enough of fucking Naruto.
Well.
Okay, I found the term. So, Battery is the character in the team that is supposed to build meters. From meter engine. Okay, meter engine is the same as battery. That's why I haven't heard of it. Damage engine is the character who deal damage.
Tanks all. Oh, deal damage. I thought they were the one who tanks damage.
Damage engine.
The damage tank then?
No, there's no
would it be the
tank.
damage tank who did? There's no damage tank. Of course,
but there's a battery.
Tank. You don't want any character in your fucking fighting game to die.
Nope. But you sure wish your characters to have an infinite, so you can win easily.
Yeah, easy bling.
I mean, in the Marvel, in Evo, there's an infinite. In the grand final,
no.
the winner, he used zero from Mega Man. That guy has like infinite in the corner.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! That's crazy.
Yeah, he used infinite.
Look at these games with infinites.
Yeah, Marvel is famous for being broken. The game.
Look at all these infinites.
They're infamous for being broken.
I mean, it's very fast paced. Whoosh whoosh.
I don't know why people say it's broken. I never asked specifically why. But it's fun to watch because the incredibly long combo.
Oh yeah, that's very true. It's very fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at someone execute it, and just keep going at it without dropping the input, as if to say like, oh, I've trained so hard, I know how to do this without fucking up. That's pretty nice to see. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, I think like I test enough, and from my conclusions, you are not suited. Yes, you are not suited to make a fight. Okay, nah, just joking. Tell me your fighting game ideas.
Okay,
I mean, I have way worse fighting game ideas than you. And that was when I was a kid.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know whether or not you'll make a better one now since you have a little more experience. Who knows? But
fighting games.
Of course,
we're talking.
It is very hard to make. There's a lot of balancing issues.
Yeah, but if I want to,
a lot of animation.
I do have wish list for fighting games. Like for instance, a Kamen Rider fighting games.
Yeah,
Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider.
Touhou already have fighting games, which is great. I think it fits very well.
Fighting games.
Yeah, the Soku and IMP is enough, more than enough. And then let's see, Procure Code use a fighting game, and Sinful Gear, RWBY already have one. Let me think. A lot of things can have fighting games. Marvel already have. Marvel vs. DC. That could be a fighting game made of Marvel vs. DC. No, but
that is very true. I guess, but they have
DC,
a rivalry.
Yeah, but use that rivalry. But
DC just has Injustice.
Yeah, it's Injustice, and people hate Ethereum. Meanwhile, Marvel is Capcom. Fucking Capcoms. Yeah. Oh well, I think we can start talking about your fighting game. Let's just not.
Yeah, for fuck's sake, we
go on too long on this.
It is to be noted, Touhou has had fighting games in the past, as you said. Immateria Missing Power. There was Scarlet Weather Rhapsody, Isotensoku, Hopeless Masquerade. Then there was Urban Legend in Limbo, and the newest one is Antimony of Common Flowers. Is it Antimony or Antinomy? Who cares?
I don't care. I only care about the first three, technically first two fighting games. The technically first two fighting games were more ground-based, even though you could still fly a lot in the air. You can still fly a lot, and you can still use bullets, and that's crazy.
A lot of projectiles and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of projectiles.
Yeah. In the new fighting games, however, you're technically in the air. However, they're like technically three planes. There's the flat plane, which is basically you can like move forward and back. There's the jump up. You fly up, but then immediately come back down to the normal plane. And there's the fly down. You go down and you immediately curve back up into the flat plane, middle plane, basically.
Yeah.
I've seen some people try to play competitively. The latest 3 games, but more people play the earlier, technically 2 games. Hiso Tensoku is basically like a sort of an update
They're actually Hiso Tensoku and IMP are very different from each other. Like the weird thing about all these fighting games is they all have their own communities, and the IMPs they don't like Hiso Tensoku, and Soku they. Yeah, from what I know, IMP they don't like Soku. Hiso Tensoku.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they don't like it.
That's pretty sad.
And they don't feel like it's a fighting. They don't think it's a fighting game. From what I heard.
What?
Yeah, I once heard that they don't think it's a fighting game. And
that's really shitty.
But Soku is the most played Touhou fighting games. Out of all of them. Yeah, the rest has quite few. Yeah, and. Okay. Yeah.
Back to my fighting game idea.
I cannot say much.
Mind you, I am not very much inspired by the Touhou fighting games. That's the big problem. I will come to believe people who are here, who are listening to this and thinking to themselves, oh, we're going to have an IMP-based fighting game, or, oh, we're going to have a Hiso Tensoku-based fighting game. They're going to be fucking disappointed. Because I have played Antimony of Common Flowers and Hiso Tensoku. Just a bit of Hiso Tensoku, not that much. None of them jived with me. I didn't really understand them in some sense of the word.
What do you mean by you don't need to understand it? Have you played Sailor Moon?
I don't understand.
Have you seen Sailor Moon? For fuck's sake. The understand is not... you don't know why it's... you don't know why it's understand until you play Sailor Moon fighting games.
No, don't curse me.
Too late, I already cursed you. Anyway, go on.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to play Sailor Moon again. So this game is based on the more traditional, the more popular by this point, the more presently popular anime fighting games, such as Under Night In-Birth, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, those kinds of games where
does it have
you don't really have the most mobility. I haven't played Arcana Heart. Arcana Heart has like a lot of air mobility.
Arcana Heart has a lot of air mobility, but I'm really joke on that. It is very well like, they are all girls. They are all girls and they are very extremely moist.
Aww,
yeah, but Arcana Heart's characters, they look very like way too otaku pandered. Extremely otaku pandering. But despite that, I heard that the game is actually good, even though it looks rather generic.
It looks generic, but I suppose mechanically, I've heard some very good. Sorry, mechanically, I've heard some very good things about it. Yeah. Yeah. Like all the air maneuvering, whoosh whoosh. Yeah. Look at all these different kinds of air dashes.
You can fly in the air, and every characters they have their. You can bring before going to fight. You can bring in like some special abilities, something like Persona, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
For my game, it's more. For my game, I was thinking more something in terms of movement.
Grounded.
More grounded, more Under Night-esque, because Under Night doesn't really have.
Under Night is very grounded.
I think very grounded. I think only Line has like a double jump, doesn't she?
Line has double jump?
I think she does. She's the only character I think who has a double jump outside of every other character. Merkava can fly a bit, but she has a double jump. I don't really know what it is used for. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe we could do something like that. We don't really have like double jumping. We have air dashing, but double jumping, it's a bit hard for me to really make any.
Melty Blood. In Melty Blood, you can. I think you can jump. You can both air dash and jump twice. But in Guilty Gear, you can only choose one of them. Either you air dash or either you double jump. From what I know.
True. Either you air dash.
By Melty Blood, you can do both.
Yeah, that's amazing. But in my Touhou Fighting Game Idea, it was only one jump and one air dash.
One jump.
Not very much like a Touhou Fighting game, doesn't it? Because
that sounds like, is that Guilty Gear or Melty Blood? Guilty Gear, you have to choose between
technically I got it from Under Night, since in Under Night you can do like.
But Under Night there's no air dash. Under Night
there's technically something. There's something like an air dash. Just a little pop.
That's called assault.
Woo. That's called an
assault.
And but let us assume. But let us assume it has some sort of a mechanical significance compared to air dashes. It's similar in a sense in terms of like, oh, I'm going closer to you in the air. Woo! I'm sorry. Think of it like that. Is that fine?
No, I don't get it.
What
the hell? Could you
repeat
on
you're not technically jumping in the air. It is still just an. Oh, dogs are barking. You're technically still just air dashing.
So if you
when I said it was I said it was influenced.
Are you saying it's basically assault from Under Night?
Not really.
Not really.
In a sense, it's still an air dash. I just got the combo potential idea from.
You think you cannot you think you cannot use IAD in your combos in Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue or maybe even Dragon Ball and Marvels? They all have that air dash implemented in their combos and jumping or jump cancels.
In the game, you do have instant air dashing in your combos as well.
Yeah, you can implement them into the combos.
Yes, that was my plan to do so.
Yeah, so I don't get it. Is it air dash or like assault move?
It is an air dash. Sorry, it's not an assault. When I was talking about my influences for Under Night, I was talking about in terms of.
Talking about what?
In terms of like you can't get a combo in the air, But in certain combo routes in Under Night, you don't have to air dash or anything. You just land, and immediately you can continue a combo, and then maybe keep going.
That's assault.
Or something of the sort.
That's
assault. Not assault, though. Like, you're in the middle of a combo, you jump cancel, continue the combo in the air, but you yourself descend down with the opponent, but you touch the ground first. The moment you touch the ground, you cancel into another attack and keep going. Maybe a special or something. You cancel into a special and keep going. However, the special is a grounded special, while your opponent is still in the air. It is the thing. However, this is the one that I found out about in Under Night because I was playing around with Line combos and stuff, and I found out that is something that can be implemented into a fighting game.
You mean...
That's what I meant.
Okay, so...
That's what I meant by I got my influences from Under Night, because I saw it there first. If I saw it in Guilty Gear first, I would also say, like, oh, I got an influence from Guilty Gear, but I didn't see it first from Guilty Gear. I saw it from Under Night.
Let's just say your game is fucking... your game is hugely inspired by anime fighters.
Anime fight.
Yeah, I say it's hugely inspired by anime fighters. Mm-hmm. And the Soku, or the Touhou Fighting games, they aren't really anime fighters. You know?
They're not anime fighters because they are their own niche.
Yeah, they are their own niche. Nothing really compared to them. There's nothing similar to them for Touhou fighters. Nothing.
Which I find very interesting. It's basically their unique selling point. Very unique selling point.
Yeah, but fucking Twilight Frontiers, after Soku, they don't make another Soku anymore. They make it more casual and easier, and not too happy.
I'm not really happy. Technically? Is it really
it's made easier. It's made easier.
I don't understand.
There's no special moves
it is
anymore.
So different that it's a bit hard for me to even look at them in that way, though, because they're so different.
Yeah,
it's a bit hard to
they are very different. But since they removed the specials, and they remove specials and they remove like flying. I don't think there's flying anymore. You just jump and they just replace it with 3 planes, and I think flying has better, more depth. And
I suppose that is true. It is very streamlined. Whether or not it is as difficult or easier, more difficult, it's definitely more easy on that.
It's definitely easier to play.
It is for you. It's more easy.
It's easier for beginners to play, or for someone who never played fighting games.
I suppose that is true.
Yeah, and
back to my Touhou Fighting Game Idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to my Touhou Fighting Game Idea. Let me see what this is. Oh. Where do we go from there? I was always like thinking to myself, wouldn't it be cool if the entire game was animated in a sort of a style very similar to like Guilty Gear's 3D. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I mean,
to like Guilty Gear's.
Capcom.
Because I was thinking of some very bombastic animation and stuff when it came to like this game. Even I would come to, of course, this game might as well never be made. It's just an idea from a guy who is very enthusiastic about Touhou and has a bit of enthusiasm for fighting games. I was always thinking, oh, it would be nice if they have like a Guilty Gear sort of animation. But of course, it has to be a bit stylized to make it more unique to the Touhou franchise and stuff.
Well, and there's already a very stylized Touhou fighters. The Touhou X Higurashi.
I am not going to question that because I don't really have the time right now. Let's just continue on.
Come on, you don't remember about that Touhou X Higurashi?
You mean the weird ass one you fucking recommended me?
Yes, that one is very stylized.
Fuck! No! Don't remind me of that crazy fucking thing. Vomit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
You're thinking about the Guilty Gear style, and Guilty Gear style is indeed very beautiful. Like, right up until nowadays, no one really tried to replicate the Guilty Gear style, which is sad. Because it's really great. But I think, I mean, since assuming that Touhou will forever stay as a doujin fighter, as a doujin series, I don't think any big company will pick it up. So I feel like
Arc System Works is not gonna touch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like big budget. I feel
Yeah.
like how should I say? Like 3Ds, like 3D visuals, or very at least very unique 3D visuals are likely not going to be made by a dodging team
Twilight Frontier is not gonna fucking do that shit. Let me tell you that.
or any dodging teams. Dodging circles are likely not going to do that because their powers, their skill sets are limited. You know. So like
unless they join together into one super company.
I feel like something like Guilty Gear visuals can only be done by professional companies instead of dodging circles.
Company. Yeah.
So
I suppose
if it's made by dodging circles, I think something like Third Strike is more viable, or King of Fighters. King of Fighters, their pixels are great, are fucking great.
The pixels are good. They have so many frames in the pixels too. Like so many frames, very smooth, lots of stretch and all that stuff.
And Capcom's their games pixels are fucking great. I was thinking that maybe someone can take inspiration for it. Or King of Fighters 13, that one's also very great. Pixels. But too bad that's
maybe
switched to 3D.
One day, who knows? Oh.
Yeah. That's just 3D and it look like shit.
Let's continue. I don't know whether or not I should mention any miscellaneous like ideas or something like that. But
we're talking about
other than that, I suppose visuals right now. I also thought to myself, wouldn't it also be nice if we have like special main menus? They're all very interactive. They're all set in like a different location in Gensokyo. Like the default one is of course the Hakurei Shrine.
Is this just a main menu? Are you saying this is just the main menu?
Just the main menu. Like all the other options and stuff, you go around like the area. Like maybe in the Hakurei Shrine, if you want to go for options, you go to like maybe like a place where you can wash your face or something like that, or a tub of water somewhere. You can look in the tub and then you see your options over there. And if you like change the options and press like apply options, you like wash your face as if to say like, oh, you changed and stuff.
What the fuck?
Ooh. And after that, you can think of it. Make it interactive. Make it slightly cinematic. Of course, you don't want to make it. You don't want to make the player.
It doesn't sound interactive.
Not really interactive per se. More cinematic. There's a visual element than just here is your option box. Tick that for minimum FTX.
Actually, I'm fine with this regular menu.
I don't know. That sounds boring. I mean, if you were a huge Touhou fan, of course you would want to see Gensokyo in its best visual. So I'm gonna make it that way.
No, that really makes me think. Why is my favorite main menu? This really takes a lot of work, you know.
No! Don't fucking talk about that now, you son of a bitch.
What you suggested? It takes a hell of work. It feels like
it does take a hell of work. A huge additional layer of work.
Yeah, that's why people just.
Which is again why I'm saying this fucking game will never be made. I demand a fuck ton of shit for this. I swear to God.
It's way too ambitious.
Lots of shit. And let me think. Other than that, there's the character selection screen, which has let me check how many characters I technically put back.
Guilty Gear XR Guilty Gear XR has the best character stage.
I suppose that is true. Looks pretty cool. There's rock music in the background. Yeah.
Guilty Gear XR.
And there's all that metal sound. All that good shit.
Wow.
But in the game, I suppose like the character selection screens are also different based on which main menu area you're in. Like in the Hakurei Shrine.
What?
It could be like on those.
That sounds like it goes past Injustice. Injustice 2, yes, it has a great selection screen as well. So okay,
I mean, I want it to be as I want.
You are saying the character selection screen will depend on the menu you are in. Are you saying that?
Technically, it would depend on the menu. Technically the layout is the same, but the visual of the selection screen is different.
How is that possible?
Something like that.
How is that possible? Can you explain that to me? I don't get it.
Like, say you're in the Hakurei Shrine, you press the versus button or something like that. Something happens. I don't really remember any transition.
What is Hakura Shrine? Actually, what is Hakura Shrine? And what other locations do you have? Because I don't get your idea at all.
Think of it like this. You turn on the game. The game has, like, I guess, a cinematic. I don't know. Then you transition to the menu. Technically, you see the Hakure Shrine, but of course you have to like press start to.
Okay, so before you press start, before you press start, what did you see?
Press start.
Before you press start, what did you see? Do you see the title?
You just see there's a title, and you see a nice scenic view of maybe the Hakure Shrine in this example.
Okay, Hakure Shrine.
Press enter.
And then what? And then
what
happens?
It's like the camera. Like, think of the camera as something that's moving, not something that's cutting into another scene.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
The camera moves into the Hakure Shrine.
So it
tries to simulate the idea of you in the shrine. Like, you're looking right. It's your POV. There's your options. Let's say you press, I guess, like something that goes to like fight or something like that.
Okay, then. Sure, you can switch, and when you want to press versus, it goes into the camera switch to go to another location. But I heard you say it also depends on which location you are. That sounds like it suggests there are multiple camera to go to when you choose versus, and it depends on which menu you are in.
It depends on which main menu.
Yeah, which sounds
there's
like
another one
work.
that I was. There's another one
like
there was.
Work.
I'm a bit confused by your. I suppose it's also because I'm not really explaining it properly. There's no visuals for me to like say it in, and I suppose I'm not explaining the visuals properly, which may be why you are, I guess, interpreting it wrongly or not understanding. I don't know.
Let me get a fucking notepad. We need a fucking example to explain this shit. No, I don't have an example.
It's a unique thing. I don't know.
I need an example right. I will give you an example right now. I know what you're trying to say. Okay, let's assume the start menu is the gate. Is the gate at Hakure Shrine? Okay.
It is the gate to the Hakure Shrine.
Okay. So let's say you press start menu, you go into Hakure Shrine. So the main menu is Hakure Shrine. Let's say. Okay.
Hakure Shrine. There's your options to like the side or something.
Let's see. Okay. There will be a lot of options, but let's just stick it to 3 for sake of simplicity. Like, arcade. You make arcade versus and setting. Let's just say there's these 3. So if you press arcade, let's say you go to the arcade. You go to maybe the bedroom. I don't know, maybe bedroom. Versus.
No, I'm thinking something very unique for the arcade. Imagine if you press arcade.
No, just shut up.
Fuck you then, you piece of fucking shit.
I'm very confused right now. Okay, arcade. Let's just say arcade. The camera switched to a bedroom, and versus it switched to human village. And maybe just
not the human village.
And
everything
setting is
stays
switched
in the
to
Hakure Shrine.
Okay, fine. Then arcade goes to bedroom, and versus go to backyard, and then setting, I don't know, go to library. Okay, now from what I heard you say about versus, let's just say you go to the setting mode. Okay, you choose setting, and then decide to go to versus. And since you are in the setting main menu, and you're in the setting main menu, the versus. The camera will not switch to backyard. It will switch to something else. Like maybe it switch to...
No. That's not what I mean. When I meant a different area, I meant a different area entirely. You can customize what main menu you are on. Are you in the Hakure Shrine? Are you in a different location in Gensokyo? Like say, my favorite location in Gensokyo is the Scarlet Devil Mansion. It's redundant, but it's fan service!
No, fuck that! I don't care about fan service. It's so fucking redundant.
It's redundant, but it is there in the service of the fans. You don't have to. If I would have ever have the money to make this game, if I would have the resources, I would have made that. I suppose a special, nice little, cute little thing. It doesn't really change the game, but it does help for some people who like say they like a certain location in Gensokyo. They like to see it. they look at the visuals that we created. They think, oh, it's really nice. I think I want to start in this main menu every time. They can do that. They have the option to do it. It's not going to change how the game is played. It is only just going to change,
Yeah, I
how
know.
the game,
It's
aka, greets them.
They spend so much money on this.
You're gonna spend a lot of money on this. Again, nobody's gonna fucking make a game like this, okay? If this game was to ever be created, they're not gonna fucking make these kinds of menus. Never. Never.
Because it costs way too
fucking dare
much.
think they will ever do.
It
It costs fucking
way
insane
too much.
amount of money. Jesus Christ.
Okay, anyway, move
Now,
on.
let's continue on. You have your fighting. There are 73 characters.
What is this? Ultimate
I'm-
Ninja Storm 4?
Technically something like that.
What?
This is by itself just a in a sense of I want all the characters in there. Most of all the characters
Sure.
in there, in a sense.
I think core characters has gone
have
over
all the characters.
100.
All of the characters do move in different ways. They, of course, all have different roles. They have special mechanics known as extra attacks. Ooh, extra.
That's a very creative
Which is
game.
so creative, right?
Yeah.
I should
the
be
game is
getting
very
awards for
creative.
this shit.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I should be getting awards.
But wait, hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think you can contest this game. This game can contest with the prequel movie I just watched. So the prequel movie I just watched,
What is it?
the villain. Do you know what's the villain's name? The name of the villain.
What's the villain's name?
Yeah. Do you know what's the villain's name?
I don't know. What is it?
Black Hole.
What happened?
The villain's just named Black Hole.
Just Black Hole.
Yeah, the villain's
really?
just named Black Hole. And it's a
I
Black
am.
Hole. It's a fucking Black Hole.
I am Black Hole.
It's just a
Black
Black Hole.
Hole. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
How
which
scary.
is more unique? Black Hole or Extra Attack?
At least extra attacks take into account like the Touhou game's use of extra, like extra stage. Ooh, now we have extra attack.
Then will there be a Phantasmal attack?
Whoa.
Will there be a Phantasmal attack?
Oh, that would be nice. No. The
There should
overdrive. No, in Blaze where you can do overdrives. In this game, the overdrive is Phantasm. Phantasm Modo.
Phantasm
That'd be
mode.
very cool, actually. I haven't.
Oh, Phantasm mode.
I suppose I should have checked that.
Okay.
No, this is just an idea I just came up because you talked about Phantasm, and I didn't really think about that. We could put that somewhere.
You know, extra. I think extra attack is actually not a bad idea, but you should change the name to something that fits more of the Touhou. Extra attack doesn't fit it at all. You know.
I don't
That's what I
know
think.
though. Into Touhou, because think about it. The name extra attack is not a name that, of course, the Touhou characters are gonna use. Oh, I'm gonna use my extra attack. Of course, they're not gonna say that. The extra attack is just a term for the player to use.
Yes, I know. But then,
And if you are a player of Touhou, you would understand the significance of the word extra, especially since like Touhou games always use.
Even I know the significance of the term, I don't want the term to be used like this. You know, I don't want the term to be used like this. That's not a good way to use that term, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes,
now?
that's why I think you should not use the term like this. I think there should be another name.
Extra attack not only has a significance, it is also a very, very simplistic way of just saying it is a special attack.
A
special
thanks.
mechanic attack. You say
Yeah,
no,
extra
I
attack.
say yes.
Extra attack just implies, well, here, there's another attack. Why not just give it another name? You know, imagine fucking
Why extra
in
attack
GT
is fine,
you have-
motherfucker.
You can PKHSS, and then the fifth attack is just called extra buttons. What the hell?
It's not called an extra attack in a sense. Like, think of it like light attack, medium attack, strong
Then why
attack.
do you call it extra attack?
Extra
Yeah,
attack.
like
because
medium-
of the significance of the word extra. I have explained this to you so many fucking times.
And I say
Why
no.
do you not understand?
I don't think.
Of course,
that's a
the
good
extra
way
attack is
use
gonna
the word.
have another unique name.
You
It is gonna have another unique name in conjunction with the character who is using
No.
the attack.
hell no.
Can we just go on to the next fucking topic?
I don't know. No,
because I don't want to change my idea on the. Because I don't want to change extra attack. The extra attack name is simplistic. It has a significance, and it already it cuts the bullshit. It just says what it is. This is an extra attack.
No, this doesn't cut the bullshit. I don't think this cut the bullshit. I think this undermines the mechanic of the game, by giving it such a generic name.
It undermines the mechanic for giving it a name. You use the mechanic. You don't call the mechanic.
If the mechanic is that special, then we might give it a more special names. You know, like drive or dust. But instead, you just call it extra attack. Okay. Sure.
I suppose in that sense, there is a certain. If you were to compare it with the other like special move names, there is a very big difference. However, I suppose the names also do have a bit of significance to the lore of the story. I don't know where dusks come from though, like dust attack. I don't know where. Where do they come from? For now, we can say that I am not interested in changing the name.
Right now, what is
your
extra
point?
attack?
Your point.
Just stop talking about this term.
The extra.
And then what is the name? What does this
the extra
move do?
What does this move do? Each character has a unique extra attack.
Yeah.
The extra attack is basically like BlazBlue's drive moves, which are all unique to each character. They give them a certain mechanic that other characters might not, or actually don't, have. That was what my extra attacks are about. They give each character a certain way of playing, in a sense.
Wait, so it's give them a certain way of playing? It's like switching on the stance?
It is not stance switch. You can have an extra attack that is a stance switcher, in a sense.
So it's like, okay, so it's basically a BlazBlue drive.
It is a BlazBlue drive.
Okay, then that's self-explanatory. I mean,
very
just go look up BlazBlue drive.
I mean, for people who don't play, people who don't play BlazBlue, of course you don't understand what a drive move is. So
then I just tell the audience. I will tell the audience. You may go.
I already told them what the.
Okay.
I would rather not let them do that though. I mean, yes, the audience is smart enough. They are of course not lazy enough to not do that. They're of course not lazy enough to. They're not lazy enough to not do that. They're of course gonna look for it. But I'd rather, if they're here, they should be here for a reason, of course. They're here to listen to us. They're here to understand us. So of course I'm gonna make them understand us. I'm gonna explain it to them. So I have explained to you what the BlazBlue drive moves are, and the very, very strong similarity, almost a carbon copy of it, in my Touhou Fighting Game, through the use of the extra attack. Each character's extra attack, of course, is different, blah blah blah. We've already mentioned this. Now comes under the question of, are you interested in trying to see how each character plays? Some of the characters I still am playing around with ideas in terms of how they play.
What is Remedia's
most of them
attack?
Remedia's drive attack.
Extra attack.
Basically
extra attack.
Remedia's extra attack is basically the same as in Guilty Gear.
Who?
Johnny can throw coins, and those coins build up like.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is.
Misfinder, I think. Is it called Misfinder?
Mr. Finer. Yes, it is Misfinder. He has an attack.
Yeah, Johnny uses his coin to build up his Misfinder. I think that's what it called.
Mr. Finer. Yeah. In Remedia's sense, she tosses out a little bat that flies and then immediately plummets in a very predictable arc. Just the same as Johnny's like coins.
So she throws the bat instead of letting the bat.
He throws a nice little bat. Ooh, just throws a little bat.
So why don't you let the bat fly?
We don't want the bat to fly. That'd be so strong. And besides, every character already has a projectile button. You might as well have a shitty projectile.
So
mechanical.
So basically, the extra attack. If you just press it, a 5. Okay, so let's give the extra attack E. We call it E. 5E.
We call it a D.
D. Okay, fine. 5D.
Like
5D.
Technically, E would work as well because it's extra attack. E,
okay.
But let's use D.
Okay, 5D. Okay, so 5D, Remilia, she throws a bat that builds up for her misfire. And why is her misfire?
She doesn't really actually have a misfire. I'm trying to make it also different, of course. In fact, she has quite a bit of mechanics actually. She has a very weird normal game. She has
a very weird neutral
game, not normal game, sorry. Very weird neutral game.
How?
All her C moves were her
Wait,
hold attacks.
on. How many button game is this?
Technically a 5-button game. It's light attack, medium, strong. There's the extra attack, and there's the projectile button.
Oh.
Every character has a projectile.
Okay.
But the projectile game isn't very strong in this Touhou Fighting game, which is pretty sad.
Move on.
All of Remilia's C attacks, strong attacks, all have very long startups, unless you have used the extra attack and hit with the extra attack, in which case it buffs the C moves to be faster. You can actually fucking combo out of this fucking shit for once.
Okay, hold on first. Questions. So, how strong is a C button? How strong is a C button?
In what sense, though? I'm a bit confused, sorry.
So, you are saying her C button is slow, right? And it requires her extra attack to build up her C buttons. Is it? That's what you're saying. So, okay. Does it build up her recovery? Does it build her speed? Does it build up her damage? What does it build up?
It drastically cuts her startup so that now you can combo off of things. You can actually cancel off of things with that. You can hit people with it. If you have like the max level for your bats and stuff, for your extra attack, the C moves have more special properties, extra special properties in a sense, to make them even stronger. Whoa.
Okay, so that means in neutral game, her heavy basically becomes useless unless she has to build up first.
But she has a lot of tools. She has a lot of very weird tools.
Hold on first. Does her extra attack need to hit the characters, or like it has to hit?
It needs to confirm.
Confirm. Yes. Okay.
It needs to confirm.
Okay, that's a bit hard.
That's a bit hard. I was thinking of making her a very high level, sort of a high risk, high reward character, sort of thing. Even though she's not that fast, she is the only character to have a very weird dash.
How so?
Just imagine, like, in Hiso Tensoku, Remilia has a very weird move or something like that, where she just jumps, but it's like a very quick arc down, like very quick. Just sort of hop forward, and like a sort of a very nice end shape. Something like that. Do you remember that? Because I do remember something like that.
You mean her dashing in Soku?
It's not just like her dashing forward. It's like there's a certain kind of dash. There's a certain hopping dash.
Yeah, that's her dash in Soku, and it's fast.
What? Whoosh whoosh.
Yeah,
think of it like that. In her dash, she does not run forward. She just has a hopping dash. However, this dash is interesting because it is the only one that, for some reason in this game, I forgot to put like dash attacks for like the most of the characters, and Remilia is the only one that technically has it. Like she attacks in mid-air, so of course there's going to be chances where you can overhead the opponent with it. That's one way of her getting into the of confirming an opponent and then maybe doing her extra attack. Her other attack, however, is a very special, sort of a very special set of neutral attacks, in which it only works if she is walking away. If she is walking backwards, she has a very special animation. I hope if this game ever gets created, she has a special animation where she properly just turns her back on the opponent. Like in Hiso Tensoku, when you walk away from the opponent, the characters always turn their backs at the opponent. Even though in most anime fighting games, they don't do that. They always they always face the opponent. Remina does that in Hiso Tensoku.
Yeah.
However, I was thinking, wouldn't it be? Yeah, that's what I said. Hiso Tensoku, the characters always look away when they walk away from the opponent. Something like that, when they walk back. So I was thinking, what if we implemented something here? Another set of normals when she's walking behind.
Okay.
So now
have you heard of 4P? 4P, 4B, 4C.
There are those kinds of attacks, but these ones are very special in the sense of they don't really correspond to the input they are given. Like 4A, it's supposed to be a light attack, isn't it? No. All the 4 something attacks are technically have the same level as strong attacks. However, 4A is the most safest, of course. 4B is a little more dangerous, but it overhits. 4C, it's the most dangerous.
Okay, hold on.
Because
first.
of its long
recovery.
So you're
saying when they retreat, when they are walking backward, they have access to another normals that are...
Only Remilia has this.
Only Remilia has it. Okay, no, I don't get this. Why not just make it 4P? Why not just give her overpowered 4A, 4B, 4C? What's the difference?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
What's the difference?
It is an overpowered 4A, 4B, 4C.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she has it because, of course, her moveset is technically crippled by the fact she does have to get her extra attack working. She has to confirm her extra attack before her normal strong attacks actually become very useful in combos. So she would have to have other ways of getting in. She also doesn't really have that many specials.
Okay, wait. Her 4A, 4B, 4C. So what are they good at, actually? Her 4A, 4B, 4C.
Usually they're actually there just to bait people. Like if the person sees you like walking away, they may think maybe there's an attack opportunity. I can find a way to. Maybe if I run to you, I can do a low. And
the 4A, 4B, 4C, they have very fast startup.
4A has a fast startup. 4B has a slightly pretty shitty startup, but it does overhead. So if you get them there, 4C has a very quick startup, but it has pretty shit recovery. So you're fucked if the opponent guards. But it is a low. Something like that. It is to be noted, I am not professional in terms of like balancing.
I don't think this movesets can work. I mean, okay, so if this cannot really work as baiting, because what if the characters have long range attack like Elgum's 2C or anything with projectile, then it won't work at all.
I suppose. In which case, it becomes very difficult to use the
and then
something
attacks. And just poke if it's you use this as a way to like also to defend herself, then the characters can just poke her at range. And since you say there's a projectile button, what about you throw a projectile and then you run up to her?
In which case, she of course has to defend herself.
But if you throw the projectile, throw a projectile, she's in a block stun, and then at that moment she can use a 4A, 4B, 4C, and then you can just go straight to her.
In which case doesn't. Then again, her 4A, 4B, 4C isn't really the main part of her kit. It is a part of her kit. You can use it to bait people. You can use it to try.
I say.
Catch people,
and it still has weakness regardless. It still
has a weakness. That's the thing. Of course, you're not gonna keep using 4A, 4B, 4C because I suppose in the grand scheme of things, they don't have the best combo potential as well.
I'm saying it doesn't look.
They're just there to at least.
It doesn't look.
They're just there to at least. They're just there to, I suppose, to give a bit of a spin to how Remilia does things. I guess.
It doesn't
It's also
look
indicative
useful.
of a character. It of course is indicative of a character as well. If she has the confidence to like literally just walk away from you, what does that really say about her?
I don't care. Okay, wait. Okay, so you
don't
can
care because you
can
don't care about
convey.
mechanics.
Okay, fine. You can convey her confidence. You can convey her confidence through the walking, but you don't really need to convey it through. You can convey it through animation, but do you really need to convey it through this 4A, 4B, 4C?
My question, of course, would be why not? It does, of course, increase like workload.
How does it convey it? I need to see the whole move first. I need to see the whole move. I need to see the whole frame data before I can know how it actually conveys her confidence that you want to convey. You want to communicate. So yeah, I can't stop here.
Say right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
So, what other mechanics do the game have? An extra attack and a projectile button. It's a 5-button fighting game. Then what does it have? Does it have air dash? Does it have other mechanics, or like maybe chain shift?
It does have an air
or
dash.
Overdrive, or maybe there's a lot of shit. Just tell me the mechanics of the fighting game, of the game. What other mechanics does it have?
The problem is, at this point in time, I haven't really thought about that many mechanics in the fighting game. I have thought up just like character mechanics and stuff.
Oh.
For the fighting game itself, it's very different.
Let me think. Who is she again? Your favorite tall character? The umbrella? Kogasa? Yeah, what's Kogasa's moves?
That's the difficult thing. I have not touched Kogasa's moveset because I'm still doing what Kane is. And I still don't know what she really does though. I'm still playing around with what her extra attack is. Okay. I'm thinking of it as more. I'm thinking of putting more of a like a counter, like if you a sort of an extra attack that benefits from countering opponents or something like that.
This Kogasa?
Like just think of her like Kogasa likes to surprise people. She wants to surprise people. She basically subsists on surprises. She surprises people. She eats the surprise of people, in a sense, in the Touhou universe. It's a bit hard to really say. So I was thinking, how do you convey a surprise in a fighting game? Maybe a sort of an attack that you can use that has a pretty okay startup. Maybe you can use it as a way to counter the opponent. A counter hit. Yeah, that could be something like a surprise, I suppose. Like the idea of, I'm gonna hit the guy. Nope, you have been counter hit.
Or maybe like Baiken,
like that.
Because Baiken games involve a lot around her parry.
Her parry.
Yeah.
Mei Ling already is the one with the parry.
Mei Ling rush down.
Mei Ling is a very mix-up heavy rush down actually, which makes it super powerful. Oh no, but a projectile game is fucking shit.
Okay, what about make Kogasa set play?
Well, with umbrellas.
Yeah, make Kogasa set play.
Umbrella
a 50-50 set play.
I don't really know set play characters a lot because I have to like.
You go study. You have to go research them. I
have to study it as I'm.
Go look up Seth, Akuma, Blaze Blue set play. I don't think of you. DZ, Remneto, and so on.
No, Kosuzu is technically a set play character if you are using Kosuzu's.
I thought Kosuzu has like 2 characters.
Kosuzu is technically 2 characters in one. But if
you
use Kosuzu, her specials are set play, very inspired by Dizzy. But basically Dizzy little thing that goes choo laser.
Oh, Dizzy doesn't shoot lasers.
No, Dizzy has a set play projectile thing that does shoot.
She has shit-ton projectile. She has shit-ton projectile.
And there is one that shoots a laser.
It's a flame.
It is a flame laser? Because it's basically like a beam. Pew! Goes through the entire fucking screen.
Yeah.
What else? It's very nice. I suppose I was coming in here thinking we would talk about characters because it is the character part that I'm most interested in talking about. If only because that was the part I was. If only because that was the part I was building up from the start of my Touhou Fighting Game Idea. I didn't really come up with a premise. I just came up with like, oh, how would the characters work?
Well,
like that.
if I the kind of person who cares more about the gameplay and the mechanics, more so
you're
than
very
the story
purist.
Itself.
You're a purist when it comes to the mechanical underline.
When it comes to video games.
Of the
games.
fighting game. The problem though is that I was making this as sort of a very odd love letter to the Touhou community, if only because I just want to see a big Touhou game on the big screen. Think about a Touhou game at EVO. Holy not a side event.
No, there is a
main event.
Touhou.
There is a side event. I have heard side events in EVO. Was it?
Yes, Hiso Tetsunku is in EVO Japan.
Yeah.
But it's not stream. Too bad.
No. Sad face.
Okay. Anyway, move on.
Sorry. Okay, move on.
Yeah,
we could try talking about the characters, all 73 of them. 72 or 73, shit. All 73 of them.
Is it like an arcade mode or more like a baseball visual novel, or is like something completely different?
I was hoping for there to be some sort of an arcade mode. And a main story mode as well. Some sort of an arcade mode. And the main story mode.
Or is it like Touhou? Is it like the main Touhou fighting games where you have to piece together every character's story for a linear complete story? Every character's arcade mode for a linear complete story.
We could do it like that actually, yeah. Like maybe in the arcade mode, of course you only just follow one character. In the story mode, you follow multiple characters. Whoa! Of course you're gonna play the game. You're not gonna. It's not like a Guilty Gear light novel thing where you just watch.
Really?
No playing. Just in Guilty Gear, you just watch.
Yeah, I know.
The story mode, you don't do anything. You just watch.
Is that what
they have? Is that what you want
to do? Is that what you want to do, or no? You don't want to do that.
That is what I don't want to do the light novel thing. Of course, I just want to do the in the story mode, you can play multiple characters as they go through whatever it is they're going through. Ooh.
So is that Mortal Kombat? I mean, Ethereal games?
I don't know how the other campaigns work, though. I have never paid attention to Mortal
Ethereum games, they work like this. So they usually... Okay, their campaign usually lasts like 4 hours, I think. And there's like 12 chapters. And one chapter is one character. And one character has 4 fights. So yeah, one chapter, you just watch the cutscenes and then go to 4 fights. And then you keep going until the end. Okay. And there are most of the time, well, I say their stories are never that good compared to Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. Because they have to sacrifice story for the characters to fight each other. For you to have gameplay in the campaign.
I mean, I suppose that is true. I have heard like bad examples of that stuff coming from like I think the first or second Injustice game. So of course it would make sense.
All the Injustice games are like this.
I hopefully don't want that. I hopefully don't want that to be the case. Of course, if I would have someone write the story, I would of course be supervising that shit. I don't want that happening.
I actually quite like Blaze Blue's story. The way Blaze Blue presents story, even though there's very few fighting.
There's a very long visual novel, but of course there's fighting involved.
Yeah, there are fighting. There are occasional fighting, and that's why I think it's actually pretty cool. And
wakes you up, tells you, oh, you can play the game. I can? Yeah! Whoa! And then you play the game. And then you die.
Tekken, I think Tekken also fits really well, even if the story actually sucks. Tekken 7's story actually sucks, but the way it uses its campaign integrate its campaign is actually pretty cool. It's not like Ethereum games where they try to force characters fight each other. Like this one, there's like there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of fighting, but they fit in very naturally with the story and with the cutscenes. fitting very, very naturally. So, yeah, I say it's very fun for casual players to play.
In that sense, I suppose I would like for that to be the case.
Yeah, but the problem, like that. But that's not the problem. If you are interested in following, like all the 73 characters in your story mode, then maybe Tekken 1 doesn't work, because Tekken 7 they only focus like very few characters. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that there's like 4 or 5 characters out of like 40. So all of them, none of like all the 25 characters, they never appear, and then you only play 4 or 5 characters, and yeah, and they switch around a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I wouldn't want that. I would have liked it if for some reason we could get a story mode that just kept going. And of course, in the sense of not just keep going forever, of course, but just kept going for a long time. That you can play around with nearly every character in the story.
Then go the
that's a crazy ambitious.
Then that you go Netarium Road, which is the story keeps going.
Keeps going.
Yeah,
every character you can play. You can play top every characters. Character needs to have a bullshit reason to fight.
Yeah. Then you can play top characters, and the story keeps going. But yeah, every character need to have a bullshit reason to fight 4 times.
Oh no.
Oh, and their opponents need to have a reason to appear right at that time. Because you will fight the same characters multiple times. You know.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I suppose in that case, story mode should be looked into. It of course takes a lot of work to get every character
like
to have every character fight. Yeah.
I think yeah, aside from Tekken, Tekken Blaze Blue, and then all the main Touhou fighting games. Their stories, I also think they fit quite well, because it's all like you follow each character's stories, and they all fit into a larger narrative. That's a Touhou fighting games. That's how their story works. You can maybe also do that. And it
works, isn't it?
You can do that. I
can do that, yeah. And again, if that were to be the case, it would of course be in the spirit of the Touhou fighting games, because of course I'll be following the tradition of every Touhou fighting game.
What?
In that sense.
How so? How is it like following the traditions? I think that sounds like inspirations. You can say it's inspired.
By this point, it should be a tradition. I don't know. This is my way of looking at things, because it seems to be an extremely noticeable link in between all the Touhou fighting games. You do play it. I don't know about IMPO though. I don't know about that. Hiso Tensoku, you do play multiple different characters to go through their own stories.
And they all fit into the larger
Masquerade
narrative.
Should be the same.
They all
Hopeless Masquerade should be the same. Urban Legend Limbo should be
the same.
They
are all the same.
Antimony and Common Front.
Same
they're all the
format.
same. By this point, it is a Touhou fighting game tradition to just have a story format that looks like that. I might as well just continue it. Why not?
No, I don't think it's like that. That's how I see it. Okay, but I don't really see it like that.
You have a very weird way of looking at things.
No, I don't.
I'm very disappointed.
You
have a different way of looking at things.
Very different.
It's different from. Different.
Yeah, but there's another problem.
I think it's to say you're a real. Yeah, what is it?
So let's say if you wanna do the Touhou roads, do the story in Touhou roads, then players will have to play 72 characters. You know.
Why not?
They'll play 72 characters to see the full story.
That's true.
Yeah, if you want to go Touhou roads, that's an issue.
Where to go to Touhou?
So
or you just go through the thematic road of the idea of looking at every character's eyes and understanding the story as it goes on. Like you get all of their interpretations, and it turns into like one larger narrative.
Isn't it Touhou fighting game?
It is Touhou. It is Touhou fighting game, but let's not make it in the sense of
72 characters.
You select this. But in the sense of, oh, you select this character. No, it's just one story mode. One long story
Isn't
mode.
that Gatorium games?
And you are and you are forced to play every character.
Isn't that Gatorium games?
Can we just stop talking about this?
Well, we stop talking about the story mode, but I thought that's what they want to talk about.
Yes.
I thought that is what they want to talk about.
I wanted to talk about the characters. The story mode, of course, is an integral part of the game. A lot of people seemingly really love the idea of a story mode.
Because story mode can attract casual audience. Can attract more players.
It can attract the casual audience.
Yeah, it can attract more players. And people really like casual audience. They love Mortal Kombat single player story campaign, even though it sucks. And they love it because fighting games usually have terrible story campaign. You know, Injustice stands out among them by making a mediocre one, because everything else is bad.
Oof.
Yeah. And Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear is not really doesn't have really much gameplay, so people doesn't like it. And then there's Tekken, which I don't know what people think of it.
Either they love it or they think it's jack shit.
I did read one article, which I'm very skeptical of it. The article says that the producer of Tekken series, say the campaign is important to attract casual audience. The story of Tekken series is important to attract a casual audience, so the campaign is important. That's what he says. But that article looks very sketchy to me, so I don't trust it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh no. What should we do now?
Characters?
Characters.
Yeah, we should be talking about characters right now.
Characters. The problem, of course, comes to whether or not we're actually going to talk about 73 characters. That's insane.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about with the characters?
No, with the characters, I don't know. You could ask for a character. I could explain.
Okay. First, I need to know what's the story of this fighting game, and do the audience know about it?
The story of the fighting. I suppose it is true. You have read the Touhou fanfic that I gave you, right?
Something Doremi invite everyone into Dream World to have a fighting game tournament.
Something like that.
Is it single? Okay, I have a question now. Is it single elimination or double elimination?
Weird Oh no. There's a very weird...
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a single elimination or double elimination.
So I suppose now that I think about it, the story is basically just a shitty reason just to say I want every one of them to be in a fighting game where everyone has the same technical balance in a sense. You can literally have Nazareth beat up Yugi, which is fucking impossible in the real Touhou canon.
I'm gonna just make it a spell card rules. Oh no, hang on, I forgot. Because this is a grounded anime fighting game, so it has to have explanation for the mechanics.
They have to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I forgot. So yeah.
We have the last... Oh shit, I forgot!
What?
The last words! Basically the insta-kills!
Okay.
The insta-kill in the game story is basically literally a dream interpretation of what it would look like if there were no spell card rules and all of their power was to just erupt in one moment.
No.
Just like that.
No. That would be insane. Because Yukari's power, which is too fucking insane. It's beyond comprehension. If Yukari just used her full power,
I think you have to understand. I will come to believe the characters would...
Hello?
I literally have no words.
Because
what a fucking pessimist you
Yukari can just manipulate any boundaries. If you remove it, she can just remove you from existence if she wants to. Because She can manipulate.
Then why not? She removes you from the dream existence. You're technically still alive, but you're just gonna wake up going, "What the fuck happened there?"
That's her last word.
It could be. I haven't really made up a last word yet. Every last word only destroys your dream form. It does not destroy your real life form. Except for Byakuran's, because Byakuran hits you so hard in the dream, the force literally transmit out of the dream, and it hits you in your sleep, and you fly out of your house. It's only like it's more like a joking last word sort of thing.
Okay. That sounds cool actually.
Sounds cool. I mean, I suppose I could list. It's very hard to list out the last words actually, of every character.
Did you hear something?
Of course, there's like a lot of. Yeah, I do hear something.
Yeah, the aircraft.
Very weird.
There's a helicopter fly.
Ooh.
A helicopter fly over.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyway, move on.
Yeah, the last words, of course.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know whether or not I should describe the last words, because the last words are super. There's so much stuff in there. Think of it like Guilty Gear's last words, but all of them have a set length. All of them are the same length, but of course all of them have their own highs and lows.
Why do they have to be the same length? It's last word.
To match the pace of a song. Do you remember Mountain of Faith's Stage 6 theme? Because it has the most killer chorus in the world. And that is the chorus I'm listening to. But like the verse before, and so-called verse before, and then the chorus. And when the chorus starts, that's when the last word ends. Boom. The verse is how long the technical verse before the chorus is how long the last word will be. And then the crazy trumpet sound, ooh, that's where the last word ends. And where, of course, the character says their like last word end quote. And then they go, "Somebody win!" And then you can press rematch or something. Think of it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say, but okay, wait. That reminds me. Does BlazBlue Last Words have their own team?
I think they do, but yeah, for BlazBlue, yes, they do have their own thing. I don't know whether or not they all they all are as long, like in terms of like they are all of them the same length in terms of how long it takes for the last word to end.
I didn't watch BlazBlue's Last Word, so I'm not sure.
Not really last words. Just to call them instant kills or something. In my Touhou Fighting Game, they're called last words.
The last words is already used in the later
in Touhou 8.
No, in later Touhou Fighting games, it already used last words. They are mechanics.
Oh no, in the fighting games, right?
Yeah, they already use it.
Are they? Yeah, using the fighting games. Shit, I did forget. Well, they make a return then, but even crazier because it's the dream. The dream doesn't care. Ooh. Go destroy that person with one hit. Pow! Are you okay, man?
Yeah.
You're fine. That's good.
I'm just wondering how long will this go on?
If you want me to talk about every character, it will go on for fucking a long time.
Yeah.
If only because of the fact that we are gonna be arguing against each other about, oh, I don't want to change, but you should. That kind of shit.
Okay.
You seem to be sleepy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I sit on the chair for too long.
What should we do?
Let's make this part 1. There's a part 2.
No!
Fuck! Okay, no.
Help
Hell
me!
No. Hell no, you know. I just realized.
Why not?
There's 72 characters. That's way too much. You can talk way too long, even if you just leave it to like characters moveset alone, which can last like fucking 20 episodes.
We could talk about the first 4 characters, but technically like.
Okay, well, no, just skip that and then talk about the story. You're supposed to be talking about stories.
The story, dude.
Yeah.
The story isn't even.
We already talked about story,
Dream
right?
Tournament.
The Dream Tournament.
Dream Tournament.
Any more?
People
Is there
fight.
Anything more? Is there anything more to that?
Not really. There is a bit of a drama in terms of what the reward for the dream tournament is, and there's a very weird entity within the dream as well that doesn't seem to really exist.
Wait, I noticed wait. There's a problem. There's a problem.
In what sense?
So, you see, tournament is a trope in fighting game stories. You know that, right? Yeah. And then, if you want to, do you want to make? Okay, let's say a level has 5 stages. Are you going to fill all 5 stages with stories, or it's just like there's an intro and the first 4 stages are nothing, and then the 5th stages are actually story, and then if you beat that, there's an ending.
That would just be arcade mode, I think.
Yeah.
In arcade you can have the arcade mode has a bit
of
story.
Okay, if you want to make a story, if you want to make, so you seems to be interested in making a story, then the tournament need to be filled with fucking dramas.
I mean, I've already been writing my fanfic, so yes, it is filled with drama. The problem is it's more character-specific drama, and not a narrative like, oh, everyone is in on the drama. It's your own like specific drama with the other character they're fighting against. Something like that.
Yeah, and I wonder how will it translate to a fighting game story mode.
That's a very interesting question. Because think about it, a fighting game, it seems very intimate, doesn't it? Not intimate in terms of like sexual intimacy. No. In terms of like relationship intimacy. Not like girlfriend or anything like that. Just relationship. You are fighting this person. Is he your friend that you're fighting? Or maybe you're fighting him because you have no choice. Are you fighting him because it's like a rivalry thing? Is he your enemy? Are you fighting him to prove something? Are you fighting the enemy so that you survive? There are a lot of like motivations within the characters in terms of why they fight. It is a tournament, but it's a tournament that's forcing them to fight. Either they don't want to fight, in which case it's going to be drama in terms of like, oh, I have to, I can't, but I have to. Or it's drama in terms of, I'm going to fucking die unless I put up a fight. Or something like that. Or maybe the characters that are fighting have a long history outside of like these kinds of small friend thing. Something like that.
Oh, then that means there's a flashback, which is holy fucking shit. The fucking Mortal Kombat.
Not really a flashback in a sense.
Okay, so I suppose, hold on first.
I don't really like.
Yeah, you say there's a bit of history. That reminds me of the terrible Mortal Kombat TV series I watched. Not TV series, series.
Combat time. Shit.
Like, okay,
don't talk about the shitty.
Okay, fine. I don't talk about it.
No,
and just say when you say there's a bit of history, it just reminds me of the terrible Mortal Kombat web series I watched. That's all I want to say.
No. Terrible twos.
Okay, move on.
I toss something to
move on. What you wanna say next about your stories?
Move on. I don't know.
Okay, no more.
That's technically the main fucking meat of the story. There is no.
That sounds more like a premise, actually. I have to say, it sounds more like a premise.
It is a premise. It is a premise. With the main hook being the idea of these different characters that we've never seen interacting now, or something like that. Like we've never seen them interact in like Touhou canon, but maybe in the game. What if they interact with each other? I mean, look at their backstory.
That sounds like Ethereum games.
Think of it like a Touhou doujin.
No.
Not the hentai doujin. No.
This sounds like Ethereum games. Fuck that. I'm saying this sounds like Ethereum games. So fine.
Think of it like this. I would like to read a Touhou doujin. Maybe about these two characters who have never met in Touhou canon. And I'm thinking to myself, I suppose I would like to see them meet because maybe certain things about them like jive. They look like they can work as like maybe as a very interesting. They may have a very interesting relationship. Then suddenly I see a doujin. Oh, this doujin is all about that. These two characters meeting, they have an interesting relationship. I'm gonna read it. In the story, of course, there is of course the part where you would want to play the story because you want to know. You want to play the game, I guess. You want to try out the characters in a contextual setting. There's also the idea of who is this character gonna fight against? Maybe it could be this character or this character. And I want to see them meet. I want to see like how they interact with each other. maybe just a bit of talking before the fighting starts, something like an intro quote or something like that. I want to see that.
Ethereum. Like Ethereum games, the characters.
I don't know. I don't know whether or not that's an insult or not.
It's not an insult. I'm not saying it's an insult. I'm just giving a comparison, okay? I'm saying that someone has already done it, which is Ethereum games. And Ethereum games, they are not bad, okay? Okay, but like the competitive side, like some of the competitive side, they might hate it, but the Ethereum games, they have good things. Like we all know their animation sucks, and the competitive side, maybe some people really do not like it at all. They think it's bad. But despite that, it has some good things. And one of the good things is they did the fan service pretty well.
They did
like the campaign, for example, which is actually quite some fan service. There's plenty of fan service in it, even though I don't like it. It's just me don't like it. There are people who like it, and about interactions.
Don't the characters all have a lot of intro quotes where they literally just shit talk each other or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Of course, very nice fan service. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like when the characters they meet each other, it depends on who meet who. There were different interactions, and that's what I was thinking when you are saying the characters who never meet each other in canon, they can do that.
In that case, I must publicly apologize for getting too angry about that. Because I suppose I was under the impression that we I guess thought that we were talking about NetherRealms in a sort of a bad light, because we did talk about their story not being very good.
Yeah, I was under
that impression.
Yeah, I personally don't like the NetherRealms. No, wait, I don't like. Okay, no, okay. Let me clarify. I don't like. I don't think the story is good. And the fighting is forced, but for Mortal Kombat, the latest one is 11. It's actually so bad it's good.
Yeah.
And everything else, and for everything else, I don't remember at all. But I remember I enjoy Mortal Kombat 11's story for being so fucking dumb, gloriously dumb. And then everyone, and then usually in Ethereum, their campaign, people usually enjoys it. I'm just a fucking hipster.
Hipster. Oh no.
Okay, move on. About the characters.
Yes. In that case, I think you can actually just say the entire game just wants to be a very polished, well-working bit of like huge cake called Touhou fan service, just for the Touhou fan base.
Sure.
Lots of character interactions. The main menu part, which is all about, I want to visit this location, all that kind of stuff. The animation, the visuals, they are all just serving in a sense of just having fan service.
Do you know why it's also a fan service? Fantastic Kaleidoscope.
Oh my god! Me and Fantasy Kaleidoscope are twins! No, just kidding, of course not. What the hell am I saying?
That's why I think of Fantasy Kaleidoscope. It's basically fan service.
It is fan service, but it's soulless fan service. It feels soulless.
That's
I
for you.
Some people will
That's
find
for you, not
it's
for me.
You. It's for me. It's a soulless fan service.
Yeah, I think it's just alright. I think it's alright.
But
I don't think it's soulless. I don't think.
But I want to make a product.
That's good.
A fan servicey product, yeah. That is good. That has value outside of just its fan service.
Okay, wait, hold on
first.
First. Do you care about the competitiveness of the game? Because it's fine to not care about the competitiveness of the game. Like you can just make a fan service. Okay, you would like to. You would like it to be a competitive game, okay.
I've already written like some of the move lists, and I suppose some of them are not really for.
I mean, even if you don't want it to be a competitive game, there's still a lot to think about within the gameplay. Like for example, for Ninja Storm, there's like fucking 100 characters. There are like 100 moves to think about. Ninja Storm. It's a fan service game. Or Budokai Tenkaichi, Dragon Ball, Budokai Tenkaichi.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I remember that game a bit.
I think it's fine.
Lots of characters.
It's fine to make a fan service game. It's just that it's not for me. Yeah. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, true. True. TRUE.
So,
TR.
what are the things are we talking about?
We have talked about the story. We have talked about something mechanics a bit. The only thing that we haven't really talked about in detail is the characters. We have talked about Remedia, but then again, the characters would take fucking ages.
Yeah, because there's so many characters. Where should I start?
So many characters. I don't know. Which characters else do you want to know about other than Remedia?
Wait, hold on. Okay, let me point at this tummy out. Okay, Mingi, Mangi, Mo. Okay, fine.
Eiki actually isn't a full-fledged character. Eiki is with Komachi. They're not two characters. That's technically one entity, in a sense.
So it's like Kosuzu.
Something like that. But they don't switch. They don't like stand switch. No. Komachi is the main fighter. Eiki can do a bit of overhits and something like that.
Is that sounds more like Celica? Is it? Or more like that big guy.
It's very hard to really say. Imagine it like, okay, let me tell you the context first. Eiki and Komachi were not supposed to be in the Dream Tournament. But Komachi smuggled a little thing that allows her to go into the dream. She goes to sleep because I suppose like in Fanon, she likes to like sleep a lot. And she sleeps under a tree or something like that.
Yeah,
Eiki stumbles upon her. But this time, rather than just like scolding her, I suppose she herself, I guess I can get a bit of rest too. So she just sleeps with like right next to Komachi or something like that. However, it means that both of them are entering the dream. However, they're entering the dream in terms of Komachi's viewpoint.
What does that mean?
As you know, the dream is very unconscious and stuff like that. It's all unconscious stuff. In the dream, however, Komachi sees Eiki unconsciously as very small. So Eiki becomes smaller in the dream, even though she's like I suppose like pretty normal height. But she becomes tiny. And rather than just like, acting as her own character, she literally has
Okay,
I suppose I made a very weird decision of having her have to cling onto Komachi.
Okay,
I don't know why.
I get it. There's a character in Mortal Kombat that's like this. So
tiny character on a big character.
So in Mortal Kombat X, there's a gorilla. There's a small midget riding a gorilla, and the gorilla is big and strong. And then the gorilla can throw the midget. Yeah. And then the midget can do a bunch of things. Yeah, and that's a character you can play as in Mortal Kombat X.
That's pretty cool.
But it's removed in Mortal Kombat 11 for some fucking reason. Fuck you, Ed Boon.
No.
Yeah.
Think of it like that. Of course, Komachi is not gonna throw Eiki around or anything like that. Komachi, of course, uses her super huge. It's not that big, is it? Is the scythe that big? No, it's not that big. It's not like Kodo big or anything. Komachi does use her scythe to attack, but her extra attack is a very.
It's throwing.
I don't
Eiki.
know whether or not it's. No! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh no! Ah! Oh no! Komachi is the slowest character in the game because she has to carry Eiki around, and she has a scythe, and she's actually a pretty big body character in a sense. Just tall, not big body, just tall body character. However, her extra attack is that she enters a very quick pose, just a very quick one. In which case, you have to input certain specials.
A very quick JoJo pose.
Something like a.
Then what does it do?
Remember, Komachi can. How is it? What was it? Has a control over distance or something like that. She can change the distance between objects and stuff, which is a very interesting power. It's rarely been used. It has been used in like Wild and Horn Hermit, like in the later chapters, but it's a bit hard to like conceptualize how she uses this power to manipulate distance In the dream, however, the extra attack makes it so that she literally shrinks the stage. Like you see the corner of the stage. Like say you walk backwards until you hit the very corner, and the stage cannot like expand any further.
Yeah.
She can forcefully pull the very far side of the stage in. Just pull it in.
Okay. What does it
Just
do?
for one special attack. Just for one special attack.
So does it
in a sense like.
Okay,
yeah.
So does it? Wait, I don't get this. How does this help? Does it like make the distance between herself and the opponent smaller?
It makes the distance between herself and the opponent smaller. In which case, the opponent cannot really actually zone her out, in a sense, unless of course they consecutively hit her while she's trying to do the super crazy JoJo pose.
Okay, hold on. First,
when she shrinks,
temporarily?
Yes.
Is it temporary?
It is a very temporary, very quick, very temporary.
And
you only do it for your. You usually do it for your specials. Like she has one special in which I was thinking it would be something like Kodo's like. What was it called again? Grim Reaper. I think it was that. The one where he just like swings his scythe around him, whoosh whoosh, like a circle. She has an attack like that.
Ragnar?
However, if she
For Ragnar? Are you talking about Ragnar's
Kodo.
attack?
Kodo.
Who's Kodo?
What?
Oh, Gordio.
Gordio. I don't know. Under Night God. Usually they pronounce it Kodo. I've heard the pronunciation Kodo, so I was using that.
Sure.
He has an attack where he uses his scythe and he swings it like in a wide arc around him.
Okay.
You know that crazy beam attack that everyone gets hit by?
Yeah.
Komachi has an attack like that.
Okay.
But it doesn't like swing as much as he does. Just like 1 or 2 swings. However, if she uses her extra attack, she can shrink the stage and make it so that the attack technically will always land. Of course, it's very easy to predict it because the moment she goes on a pose, you can just start blocking, like start getting ready to block. But it does mean that it's very.
I have an idea. What about when she goes into that pose? She has a lot of options for her instead of just that move. She has multiple moves. There can be overhead.
Yeah, that's what I said. She has multiple moves. She has multiple. I was just using that one special.
Okay.
We could do that actually. Yeah. I was only using that as one example. Another example would just be her getting into the pose and then immediately pressing a directional input, like forward. If she does that, she immediately dashes forward. There is no startup frames. She just pops, boop, boop, and she's now in a different area. And she can immediately go into like maybe an attack or a special. Basically just covering the distance without actually like having the animation to just walk or dash to the distance. Just her, boop, oh, I'm there already. Something like that. That's how Komachi really will work. She's a very big body character. She has her attacks are pretty big, but if you just walk away, of course you'll miss. She'll miss. But she has her extra attack, which allows her to, at the very least, do a lot of pressure, even in the furthest distance the stage can allow. And of course, Iki's there to do like an overhead or something. Ooh. Hit you on the head.
Okay. So, this sounds
the
like...
other characters?
Yeah, sure. Let me think.
It's a pretty... I suppose it can be very overpowered if you...
Overpowered?
I have to... It could be.
Is there any way to avoid that, like, closing gap move other than blocking? There should be other way to counter it, right? I mean, if the only way if the only way to do it is to block it, I guess it can be a bit unbalanced.
I suppose.
I mean, that's the you can.
We could make it. We could.
You can give pressure the opponent by using that, by spamming that, and because since the opponents can only like block against it, can they mash it out? Can they mash out of it?
They can't really mash out of specials like that. But I suppose every time the special finishes, the stage goes back to normal, but it also pulls them back to the same place they were at before. In which case, now Komachi doesn't actually move forward. The stage just shrinks for them. Yeah. And when the stage expands back, she hasn't really moved forward. The opponent and her are still like this miles away.
Okay, wait, hold on. What if the characters, like, since okay, like this. Since the character since the opponent know that Komachi will pull off that move, so the opponent will prepare for a close range attack. Maybe like a very close range heavy. So when Komachi close the gap and then the opponent throw it out, and then Komachi is the one to get punished.
That could happen if maybe some of her specials do have a bit of a very dangerous level of startup. In which case, if you're not very careful,
that's not
you
really
could
dangerous level of startup. Let's just say it can be predicted.
Can be predicted levels of startup.
Predicted and then used against her.
You can meaty her or something. Is it called a meaty?
Not really. I don't think that's meaty. Meaty is when you get knocked down.
What was that term where you technically hit the opponent, but at like a later part of your active frame or something like that, of your attack frames?
Meaty. That's meaty.
Oh.
But auto meaty only works on ground, on knockdown characters.
That's weird.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think you can meaty even. What other characters do you want to know? Or are you too sleepy for this shit?
Let's go with one last characters.
One last character before we die. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Let me see. Who's the grappler?
Rumia is the first Rumia is the first grappler.
Holy shit. Rumia.
Yeah. She bites you and she tosses you all around the fucking place.
Wow, that's really weird. Okay, that's interesting.
Because what else is Rumia supposed to be?
Grappler?
That's my big... No, because if Rumia isn't a grappler, what else can she be?
I mean, she can manipulate darkness, Maybe that sounds like maybe set play. I don't know. I think set play.
It could be set play actually.
Because of the darkness, you can.
I suppose if you're a bit creative with how her darkness works, I think you can make a set play character with her. Shit.
Yeah. Okay.
But she is more or less a.
Who is the Shoto character?
Who's the Shoto? I think Reimu is the closest to a Shoto character.
Oh, okay.
Let me think. No. Reimu is the. Yomu Shoto character?
Reimu is Shoto. Or there isn't any Shoto.
Reimu technically should be the What is the definition of a Shoto character?
A Shoto character need to have a projectile, a tatsu, and a DP.
What's a tatsu again?
The Hurricane Kick.
Hurricane Kick?
Hurricane Kid.
Hurricane Kid.
You know the Ryu when she does a move that she go dash forward with a spinning kick. That's called Hurricane Kick. It's called tatsu.
The Hurricane Kick.
Yeah. Kick.
Does she have something like that? I don't know. I don't think so.
It doesn't have to be like a Hurricane Kick. It can be just resemble a dashing attack. That's why Sherika is a Shoto, because Sherika from Blades Blue, she has a projectile, she has a DP, and she has a dashing specials, so she is qualified to be a Shoto.
Okay, I think technically she is a Shoto character. Reimu has a DP. Reimu has a sort of a dash attack. Reimu has a projectile button, but her projectiles are one of the most intensive, and she has to use her projectiles very smartly in her combo routes because it helps her in her combos. Ooh.
Is it homing? Is it homing and unblockable and overhead and fast start up?
Homing and... Oh no, stop. What is this?
That's the most broken move. That sounds like the most broken move.
The most broken... Oh shit. Instant overheads as well.
Instant overhead, unblockable, homing, and then everything.
No.
Yeah. Overhead.
The fastest startup and the fastest recovery.
Fastest recovery in the whole game.
Now that's a piece of shit attack. Like ever. If you can ever say that. Shit.
That's not a piece of shit attack. That's the greatest attack ever.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's true.
It's so
is
fucking
Yomu a Shoto character?
Yeah, she's a Rekka in Soku.
She has a Rekka? What the fuck? I didn't even notice.
She has a Rekka in Soku.
Fuck. Oh no, I didn't notice. Shit. I didn't give her a record. No. Oh, I'm sorry. But I did give her the ability to change specials.
Okay, let me think.
What other characters?
What other characters? Nah, I just stop here.
Oh no.
I can just stop here.
We shall see. Yes.
There's way too many.
We could talk about this in our. We could talk about this in our spare time, I guess, just outside of like podcasts, if you're ever interested, or
I doubt. I'm doubtful.
You doubt it. You doubt the
because
idea
there's
that
way
you would
too
ever
many.
Speak of this.
There's way too many. 72 characters.
The problem is that you are not excited about the idea of, oh, how would this Touhou character work? What are you excited about, actually?
I'm excited about...
Of course, I'm gonna be excited about mechanics.
I'm most excited about the mechanic.
That's the problem. I'm not mechanically savvy. And again, because this was a fan servicey game, I was focusing more on that part, I guess. I forgot. I suppose I have neglected the mechanic side of things.
Oh, okay.
That's the issue here.
And besides, I think that the Touhou fighting games, the actually so cool, and IMP is already enough for a mechanical competitive game. Oh, it does enough job, and they're still alive. They still play today, so it's already enough. Now there's no need for another Dojin fighter. Although it would be appreciated if there's another Dojin circle who's going to make a Touhou fighting game. Yeah,
I suppose. So in that case, we end here.
Yeah. Who's going to close the show? And beforehand,
I should close the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what do you think of this? What do you think of this episode?
Not as good as I liked it to be. I suppose I was a bit excited, if only because I was hoping to talk a lot about the characters.
Yeah, too bad. No.
That was my mistake.
If you want to talk about video game with me, I'm more into the fucking mechanics. I'm more into the mechanics.
But I'm more into.
I'm very much into the mechanics.
Yeah, I suppose. In which case, it's very difficult to really talk about games.
I'm very much into the mechanic, even for story-heavy games. Of course, in story-heavy games, you can talk about the stories because it's story-heavy, and I will inevitably have to experience the story.
Yeah.
True. And there are story games that like Yakuza.
But then again, wouldn't it also have just been fun to play around with character mechanics? Like the idea of what would this character do mechanic-wise that will make her unique to this Touhou fighting game?
I'm bad at thinking of mechanics, so I don't want to think about that. Oh
but
yeah, but
with
But
okay,
I do love I do like my favorite, not my favorite franchise. I just say a franchise I love to have a fighting games. Like for say Precure or Kamen Rider to have a competitive fighting games. That would sound very fucking cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. And I just think about that. Oh, there's such thing at this axis is actually great. I didn't have to exercise my toes. Like, okay, so Kamen Rider, X8, Kamen Rider X8. How will his move translate to a fighting game? I never think about that. And then there's a Sailor Moon, and then there's also Sailor Moon, which is I think it's interesting because Sailor Moon fighting game is actually played competitively, and the moves are actually translate well. Like it actually shows that, how should I say, the moves are actually do have these moves in the anime, and how they fight actually happens are actually used in the anime. So it's like the anime moves are translated over to the fighting game, and then they made a result in the good fighting game, Gutless. Which I think
it's pretty cool.
Might be cool, yeah. But I'm not sure whether it's a good fan service game. it's certainly a good competitive game. Yeah,
I suppose. In any case,
yeah, we can stop
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose This was a oddly heated episode. I got a bit frustrated. I suppose it was my fault. I should have been a little more open-minded.
You know, good thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Good thing I didn't invite a quest.
Good thing.
Because you remember I joked last time. I joked.
Yes, you did joke. You did joke about
bringing someone. Yeah, a quest that with a game design knowledge, and turns out we didn't talk much about game design.
Because I'm not by myself a game designer. I'm just.
But you're making a game.
Ideas. I'm not making a game, motherfucker. What the hell?
Well, it's a game.
I'm making.
You say that it is a game. It is indeed a fan service game. So yeah, it's a game.
I'm making an idea for a game. I'm not making a game. I suppose I'm talking about this in terms of technicality. I'm not making a game. I'll never have the resource to make this game. I can make a budget version, I guess, but
yeah.
A budget Touhou fighting game. Yeah.
I think we can stop here.
Yeah, we can stop here. So this was Mosaics of Eastern Wonderland, episode 5, where we talked about my fighting game idea. It wasn't very good. I think I don't know.
Alright.
It's fine. Who cares? Thank you guys for listening. We hope to see you in the next Mosaics of Eastern Wonderland.
Goodbye.
So long, motherfuckers.